Oh, hey everybody, it's Mick here. I'm going to do a review of my new refrigerator. So we got the Samsung, like the Samsung RF4289HARS. It is the big French door refrigerator with apps. Yeah, it's got an app screen on it. So let's go upstairs and show you. So here it is in my kitchen, and we'll first talk about the actual refrigerator itself before we get into the fancy stuff. But I got the all stainless version of this refrigerator. It's got French doors on the top, open up, LED lighting, and got plenty of storage. So as you can see, it did take me a little while to figure out where I was going to put everything when I first got this refrigerator, but it's working its way out, and we're still kind of moving stuff around to figure out exactly where we want it. It's got a nice little, right here, the shelf pulls out, so if you want the full shelf, you can pull it out, or if you got bigger stuff like I got here, you can slide it back in there. Of course, all the shelves are adjustable, and it's got 2 drawers down there. And then these shelves are adjustable too. You can fit gallon jugs in the doors. And so far I'm pretty happy with that part of it. So let's close this up. And we will move down to the center drawer. And the center drawer has a nice little feature that you can adjust the temperature just in that drawer based upon what's in there. So, and then this little guy here, you can, I got it full of stuff, but you can move this around to make, you got 4 compartments and you can make them any size you want. So what we use this compartment for is we got our adult drinks in the back, and then in the front we put our kids stuff, because in our old refrigerator the kids were always standing there with the doors open. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm looking to see what's in here. Well, we've told our kids that this is the only thing they're allowed to open on the refrigerator, and anything that they can have we keep right here, and it works out really well. So we move down to the bottom, which is where the freezer's at, and we got top storage here. This bin slides back, and we got more storage down here, and this shelf is adjustable side to side. And the other thing you can do, we don't use it, but there is, and I'll move some of my stuff out of the way here. This little flap flips up, and you can actually put pizzas in there and it'll hold them upright. So there is the freezer. It's got ice and water through the door, and then the fancy part about this refrigerator is the display. Okay, and if you hear some heavy rain and thunder in the background, it's because you can see the weather right now where I'm at is pretty nasty. So we're getting some thunderstorms. Shows the temperature in the freezer, shows the temperature in the fridge, and I've been in and out of this thing a bunch here within the past few minutes. Whoop, went in the screensaver mode. So it's not quite down to temperature. My freezer is usually -2, I think, and the fridge is about where it's supposed to be, 38, 36, I think is where the fridge is. You can choose between cubed ice or crushed ice, just like that. Close that, and that's how you choose between the two. And then we'll go into the other features. So you got the memo feature. You can select that, and you can write little memos, you can draw on it, whatever. Make a new memo. I haven't really used that feature a whole lot. Go back to the home button. Photos. You can do slideshows, put your photos in there, you can put them in through a memory card right through here. And with that, holy cow. Here's why I just stopped for a moment. It's, yeah, I guess I should go put my truck in the garage. Holy cow. Well, sorry about that. Let's get back to the project at hand. So, we're back in screensaver mode, so let's go back, and we're talking about photos. So you can upload them from a memory card right through here. There's a memory card slot right here. And you can also use Picasa. I don't use any of that, so I'm not really going to get into it. It has a grocery manager, Again, we haven't used this yet, but you can add foods. So there's our foods, and we can say, okay, we got some milk, and it's in the door. And then you can put when you purchased it and when it expires, and then it'll let you know when you got something that's expiring soon. So kind of neat. Something that that we don't really use though. Epicurious, for those of you that use it. You can find recipes on here, you can save recipes, and it's probably going to think for a little bit. I have satellite internet where I'm at because I live in the boonies, and it's storming, like I said, so the satellite's running a little slow. But it'll show you featured recipes. There's a bunch of them. We can go back. You can search by ingredient, you can save them, and you can make a shopping list off of that. And we got Google Calendar that we use a lot because the wife and I share calendars, so it shows our calendar there, and then we can pull up a day individually and it breaks it on down for you. So that is kind of cool. And then you can also create events and add other calendars into the mix. So let's go back. You got news. So if you want to stand in front of your refrigerator and read the news, hey, it's right there. And then you can choose between a bunch of different types of news. Kind of cool. Sometimes we'll catch headlines that catch our eye and we'll stop and read them. Of course, we got Pandora, Twitter. It'll show your Twitter feed. WeatherBug, and that's where it gets its weather information from. So on this home screen, it's always showing the most up-to-date weather information there. And also it keeps the headlines, most recent headlines, streaming, and you can go, if you see something you like, you can click on it and it'll take you right in there. Then when you go into the settings, screensaver theme, you can choose between, it makes you choose at least 2 of these, but that's what it's going to scroll through when it's doing its screensaver mode. And I have it doing the clock and the Google Calendar because that's what we use the most. So we'll go back. Energy saver mode is just like it says. It uses electricity to operate the refrigerator if energy saver mode is on. And reading through the owner's manual, there's some reasons that you would turn it off. Like if you're getting a lot of condensation around the doors, stuff like that, then it says to turn that off. Has a door alarm, so if the any of these doors are left open for longer than a few minutes, it starts the door alarm, and then the door alarm keeps going off until you get it closed. I like that because I have kids and they do stupid stuff like that. Dispenser lock, you can turn that on and it locks the dispenser. So again, depending on the age of your kids, they're notorious for liking to play with stuff like this. If you want to lock it, you can do so and nothing's going to come out. You can turn your ice maker on and off. It'll tell you what condition your water filter is in, and then plus it when you, now let's go in there, when you go in there, it'll tell you how to replace your water filter. Go on down, display, gives you some brightness settings, screensaver settings. Volume, it gives you 4 different levels of volume to choose from, mute to level 4, and I have mine turned all the way up because I want to know if my kids are in here screwing with stuff. Time zones, you can set your time zone, you can set the time. If you're connected to Wi-Fi, it'll automatically update the time and the date for you. And then here's where you turn the Wi-Fi on and off. Then here's where you connect to your network. You'll have to go in and put your password in. You can choose between Celsius or Fahrenheit. On the dispenser lights, you can make it on all the time, turn it off all the time, or auto. With the auto, as soon as you use the dispenser, the light comes on. Cooling off, that is more for like showroom features, so they can plug the refrigerator in and everything will work, and they can turn the cooling off so it won't actually run. Touchscreen correction, if you're having problems using your touchscreen, doesn't seem like it's syncing up with what you're touching, you can do this and it runs like a diagnostic thing. It's supposed to help correct that. Software update. From what I've read, mine has not run a software update. It says it's up to date. But from what I have read, is that if you're connected to a Wi-Fi signal, that it will automatically update if updates are pending for your unit. And then the last thing in the settings is a smart grid, and apparently that's not a US used thing yet, but it's on there, and they said that they foresee it happening in the United States, but not yet, and it's just some additional controls to help you save energy and money. So we'll go back to the home screen here, and that is where we're at. We'll go ahead and open up WeatherBug too. I didn't open that one, but you can open it and it'll show you, your current weather and forecast and active alerts, and you can get the extended forecast, all that good stuff, just like you can on the good old computer. So I do like, on the home screen, I do like being able to see my freezer and fridge temperatures, and I really like seeing the current temperature outside and the weather conditions. I think that's really cool. So far, when I was looking at this refrigerator, I watched some videos, and a few of them I watched. One guy was really harping on that he had problems keeping his refrigerator connected to his router, that it was always dropping a signal every time he tried to do anything. I have not had that problem. Of course, my wireless router is right there in my kitchen, and my refrigerator is right here. So we're talking like, 8 feet away. I'm going to assume that maybe he possibly had his router in his basement or somewhere a little bit further from the refrigerator and was having issues. I have not had that problem. The only problem I've had with signal is due to my satellite internet, because I have satellite, and so like today when storms are coming through, I lose a signal, but it's because of my internet connection, not because of my refrigerator to wireless router connection. The sound on it actually isn't too bad. It's playing Pandora and stuff for our kitchen. Let me back up and show you. We got a fairly small kitchen, but even at that, it's actually jams out pretty good in here for what I would expect or need in the kitchen. And we actually don't use it a whole lot because we just run Pandora through our surround sound system in our living room. Then it really jams out. So far, I have no complaints about this refrigerator. The other complaint that I had heard was about the amount of noise it makes, especially when the ice maker is running. And to me, I think that's sort of a petty complaint. I think, it's an ice maker in the door of a refrigerator. You should expect that it's going to make some noise when it's putting ice in the bin. That's just part of that type of refrigerator. But I have no complaints on that. So far, I have no complaints on the refrigerator. I'm happy I went ahead and bought it. Anyway, I hope you liked my review. Tried to cover all the parts of the refrigerator, all the basics. So anyway, thanks for watching.